Why did Donald Trump get to run for president, right? After he got charged with 34 felonies, right? And black people can't get one job with one felony.
You know what? I'll give you a good example. Everyone that signed the Declaration of Independence was a felon.
Yep. That doesn't make it right. I mean,
doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. But it's what all we care about is our country, our people.
But why do criminals get to run for president, but black people that are criminals can't even get a job?
Why can't you not get a job?
Because they put restrictions on us when we come out of jail.
Ain't no restrictions.
Oh, so it's not hard for a black man to get a job?
No, not at all.
It's not hard?
Why would it be?
Stop the cap.
Drager gets onto the inside and winds up for the right hand there. That was good work from him. He stole that space and then looked to get the...
Why did Donald Trump get to run for president, right? After he got charged with 34 felonies, right? And black people can't get one job with one felony on their record.
You know what? I'll give you a good example. Everyone that signed the Declaration of Independence was a felon.
Yep. That doesn't make it right. I mean,
doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. But it's what all we care about is our country, our people.
But why do criminals get to run for president, but black people that are criminals can't even get a job?
Why can't you not get a job?
Because they put restrictions on us when we come out of jail.
Ain't no restrictions.
Oh, so it's not hard for a black man to get a job?
No, not at all.
It's not hard?
Why would it be?
Stop the cap.
With an excellent reputation, with an excellent reputation, has proved himself to be an officer, passed his officer test, and now is sworn in with an oath that we're about to pray up here. Damn right. That's right. You accept it? It's something you can't take back, right? That belongs to the Lord forever. That's right. That's how it goes. An oath is only broken through death. I'm going to say these prayers, right? Good. We're going to say that here. And I point you to say that name, all right? Yabaraki Yahoo, Yabaraki Yahoo, YAHANNA, all Yahoo, when yo, all you good, why you good, that's the all Yahoo, when yo, all you good, why you super good, Shalom, Yahoo, YAHANNA,
When I teach, you don't take me serious. Maybe because you don't understand, but I'm learning milk scriptures.
Pretty soon, what I'm saying will begin to make sense. I can break down the more heavier scriptures. Before you know it,
I'll be confounding your pastor and anybody else that claims they know this Bible, all because of milk.
Right.
That's right. I.S.U.P.K. milk scriptures. It does the body good.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, see me one more time, Roy.
Get the children of Israel. Even when Moses came to get the children of Israel, right? He came to get the children of Israel. He still had to tell them, God is going to build you a place flowing with milk and honey. And they had to fight their own soul to have enough faith to get there. And many of us died. Many of us died in our lack of faith, our lack of right or wrong. Many of us died, never holding on with enough strength to the Father to say, I'm committed and I'm not turning back. But the ones that did, they went into the kingdom of heaven. They watched miracles happen. They watched the nation be born out of the ground where it was impossible to do. The terror, when you read them scriptures, man, and you read the terror that was on those Israelites when that Egyptian army came down after them, that Egyptian, and they do just what people do. They do just what people do. The minute that Egyptian army came down on them, he turned their back on them.
Statement that you just made, right? When you said that in the book of Hebrews, it said that Jews can be Gentiles by faith.
That I can be the daughter of the son
Okay.
of Abraham by faith.
Where does it say that? If you don't mind.
No, go please, because I don't even think that's the real Bible. What kind of Bible?
This is just the New Testament.
And then I did have a question for that brother right there. When you made the statement when you was talking to Captain Akai, you made the point to say that so God created everybody because he says that God only loves the 12 tribes of Israel. And then you said so God don't love everybody else. I'm surmising. You believe that he loves everybody? Right. Okay. And that's John 3:16 that you're quoting, right? Have you ever read John 17:9? What does John 17:9 say? It says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So then the word world would have a context, right? But it's the same. But hear what I'm saying though. So John 3:16 uses the same Greek word. John 17:9 uses the same Greek word. 1 John 2:15 says, I pray for, love not the world, neither the things in the world. So now those three different. Wait, before we jump subjects, I'm not jumping. But you interrupted me when I was talking. When I was talking about the word world, I don't have. You interrupted me. Go ahead. You go ahead and finish.
Why didn't Jesus say in the upper room? While he was praying, he said, "I pray not for these only, which were the apostles in heaven, but also them that should believe their word."
Okay, so now I'm gonna answer that question too. But what I want to finish pointing out, when we went through the different scriptures of the word world, we got three instances of the word world, and all three of them have a context. You agree, right? Because otherwise we would have a contradiction, because Christ says, I so love the world, then he says, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So how could he love everybody and then not pray for them? So now we know that the word world has a context, right?
God says, all souls are mine. All souls are mine, and the soul that sins into God. So sin is the denominator that causes us not to have an experience with God. Sin does that. Not because we chose to do that.
Okay, so now I want to tell you something out of love, right? All this is out of love. The reason why I wanted to chime in is because you was offended at him interrupting you. You felt he was interrupting you. You felt that he was doing something, but what you were doing was changing the subject every time you talk. So now we started off talking about the word world. Then you went to the upper room. Right. Now you're going to sin. You're not talking, you about to interrupt me now, right? But now we wasn't talking about the upper room. We wasn't talking about sin. We talk about John 3:16, the word world, because that's what you brought up. And I'm just showing you the word world in other instances. I'm telling you this out of love.
You ain't got
no problem. So now what if I
understand what I'm saying.
So now what if I could show
the place that the disconnect is between about sin and salvation. That's the disconnect that we're having.
So why we talk about sin when we talk about salvation?
Because you have a belief that I don't believe.
That's agreed. But just because we have a difference of a belief doesn't mean that we can't.
I'm saying the same thing you're saying. So where we can meet.
Thank you.
Is around sin.
We weren't talking about sin though. We were talking about the word world.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we're bumping heads there. I'm saying
no, we're not. I'm gonna tell you why we're not bumping heads, because the disagreement is you say the world is everybody on the planet that follows after Jesus, believe in Christ. I say the world is only Israel. So now we got two different. We got two.
Okay. Let me just make sure. You're saying that 3:16, John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that He was just talking about
Israelites."
Okay.
So now that's where we have the impasse at, right? So would we agree that the only place we can get the answer is the Bible? Would we agree? Okay. So what if I could show you the world is Israel in the Bible? I can.
I already know it.
Hear what I'm saying.
Just like you confident in what you believe, I'm confident.
Show it to us then.
I'm not here to debate like this.
No, but see, when I said
that's your question,
right? But when I said to you, I said, what if I can show you that the world is Israel? Because that's the only.
What you're showing me has to do with interpretation. How are you going to interpret?
Because the scriptures say that God be true and every man a liar. So it would have to say it within the scripture to substantiate my.
You know how many different religions there are around the Bible?
That's why I'm specific. Hear what I'm saying?
I understand.
No, but what am I specific about?
You specifically trying to show me how that Israelites are the only people that God is talking about.
No, that's not. Okay. But I'm trying to specifically show you that John 3:16, that word world, is specifically about Israel by using the same word world. So the only way that I can answer that, let me finish, brother. Now I want to point out, you interrupted me in the middle of me talking. I'm not shutting you down.
I have something to say too.
But let me finish what I'm saying.
Hey, I'm all right with that. But let me say something too.
But I was in the middle of talking myself, though.
Understood what you were saying.
What am I saying?
You're trying to tell me that the word world has three different connotations?
No, that's not what I said. I could show you in the Bible that the word world is used for Israel getting salvation. Okay. So can I show it to you?
No, you can't, because that's what it's saying. With the word.
So you're saying I can't read in the Bible where it literally says Israel is the world?
Because what you're saying will contradict a
No,
myriad
it's
of
not.
scripture.
No, we're not.
See, that's what we can't connect.
No problem.
But have a good day. Have a good day.
No.
We done. We're done.
You thought my brother was rude.
We're done.
But you have interrupted me at every impasse that I've had.
I'm sorry.
We talking about it.
Sorry, but I have to defend my faith.
What I will say though, Isaiah 45:17 says, Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Okay.
So when John say what? Yeah, when I'm finished, if you can just listen, like
I know what you're saying. I'm saying that.
I'm gonna say, whenever you have a dialogue, and I do this, right?
If somebody's taking words, you're speaking many more words than I am.
But I haven't interrupted you. Even if you took 5 minutes to explain your position, I would let you have the 5 minutes. But you're not even allowing me 30 seconds without speaking.
I got 10 seconds.
You got it, brother.
I got 10 seconds.
Okay. You got 10 seconds to pay attention.
No, 10 seconds to tell you.
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Clap it up, Akim. Are we on? Let's get it on. Clap it up, Most High in Christ. We're on tonight. We're getting it on. We're bringing out the truth. We're telling the truth. We're confounding liars. We're here again for Commanding General YAHANNA. Just stand by for him. We're here with Officer Marah, Officer Yedaya, Officer, I buy. Oh, we're going through the stories of the day. What are we going to talk about, Yediah? We're going to talk about Brittany Griner. We're going to talk about Caitlin Clark. We're going to talk about police brutality. We're going to talk about Donald Trump. We're going to talk about Joe Biden. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about your family. We're going to speak about the things that matter in life, man. We're going to speak about it all tonight, man. Also, I want to say Tawada on behalf of Commanding General YAHANNA to that sister. What's her name, warrior? Carrie O'Horn, man. Commanding General YAHANNA did an excellent video with Carrie O'Horn. You should go online on social media and watch it. Carrie O'Horn is a former Buffalo Police Department member. She's a Buffalo police officer. And there was a day when she was working, brother, where her partner tried to unalive an innocent black man by choking him until he was unalived. This sister stepped in and saved this brother's life, man. She saved this brother's life. And because of that, she was fired from the Buffalo Police Department, man. I don't know what happened to her partner. I'm sure he became, chief of detectives or, admiral of the whole police department. I'm sure there's a statue in his honor, Yediah, somewhere in Buffalo, New York right now. But that sister lost her job because she was just. She lost her job for doing her job. The job of a police officer is to protect and serve.
Right.
And Carrie O'Horn, she did her job that day. She protected the innocent against the unjust, against the cruel. And for that, she was made unemployed. And her partner went on to be, I'm sure, the chief of police of the state of New York. Well, listen, Commanding General YAHANNA, brother, did an interview with her in Buffalo, New York, man. Right. Give her a hand, please. Also, we were out there for the Juneteenth parades. There's been Juneteenth parades all over the country.
Right.
Brothers, be careful with your Juneteenth celebrations, man. Be careful. Let me give you a good example. Father's Day also was yesterday, right? Well, Father's Day is well known, Yediah, as the worst holiday. There is no worse holiday than Father's Day. One, because, of course, no one appreciates fathers in the Black and Hispanic community because fathers have been vilified by order of the government in the Black and Hispanic community. So many of you think that your hatred for your father simply comes from your mother. I wish I could say it was that simple. Your mother has been constantly devalued and reprogrammed to hate her husband because in that way, her home can be devalued. Her family can be devalued. Your mother is really a victim of society that teaches her to hate the man who is her only ally in this hell. Your mother learned to hate your father from this system, brother, from this society. This society wants you to hate your father. That's one of the reasons that Father's Day is, I believe, commonly known as the worst holiday.
Right.
But let me give you the other reason, the unseen reason. You know why Father's Day is nothing? Because fathers are not easily beguiled the way women are. Fathers don't care about Father's Day the way that mothers care about, starting my list, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, birthdays. You see, mothers are always looking to be celebrated, to be worshiped. And because of that, they're naive to the enemy's plans. Fathers, some fathers are still men. And they don't give a damn about Father's Day because they're men. Men aren't looking to be sweet-talked every day, Yediah. And that's one of the reasons that Father's Day is not a good holiday, because men are not as susceptible to sweet talk. So they don't say, what are you going to get me for Father's Day? Or did you get me a gift? Nobody even called me for Father's. Shut up. You're supposed to be a man. What do you want? A gift? A card? What are you, a woman? What do you need to be worshipped? Give him flowers, Yediah. Give daddy flowers because he needs flowers to feel special. You're supposed to be a man, Ak. And because there are still enough men in this evil place, Father's Day means nothing. Juneteenth is testing your manhood because you feel so good on Juneteenth, don't you? Oh, the barbecue smoke I bought. You should have smelled this. I'm sure you smelled it wherever you were. The barbecue smoke, the smell of sinful food was in the air. The smell of broken families faking as if they get along was in the air, was it not? You all acted like you didn't get assaulted by your family member, didn't you? How was that? How was it? What was it like eating ribs next to the person that assaulted you? Did you get through that day? Well, Juneteenth is beginning to make you feel so good that you're going to forget that you're not free. You're going to forget the death and the hell that you have suffered since the Emancipation Proclamation. You're going to forget. Don't let it do it to you, man. Stand strong against Juneteenth. Stand, be a man. You want to say something?
If I could, General,
please.
If I could, sir, what you saying is so heavy. I'm not sure if you know what happened in Dallas. I had a story. It says 2 dead, 14 wounded after shooting in Juneteenth celebration in Texas.
Here we go. Shout out to Captain Yashamar. Give him a hand. Down there in Dallas, man. Those shootings are going to happen all over America on Juneteenth. Just like they happen on Martin Luther King Boulevard, wherever that is. Right? Of course, that was a great achievement, wasn't it? Can you imagine the celebrations, Yediah, that happened once those streets were named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Happy birthday to him. That's what Stevie Wonder said. They were singing, Yediah, balloons, everything. And then the unaliving starts on Martin Luther King Boulevard everywhere. Well, Juneteenth will be the same thing. Don't let Juneteenth make you forget you are in slavery. Don't let it. If you're going to eat the damn hamburger, eat it. Do it. But don't let Juneteenth soften you. Don't let it soften you like it does women. Don't let celebrations make you declawed. Don't let celebrations dull your teeth, young man. Don't do that. Everybody understands, all right? So the Juneteenth celebrations happen all over the place. Let me tell you who else got a holiday years ago. Back, I think, in the damn 1800s. The Irish. The Irish received what's that parade they have in New York? St. Patrick's Day Parade. Oh, they marched up. They celebrated County Cork. That's where damn near every Irishman is from. Go ask one next. When you meet an Irishman, say, where did your family come from? He'll say County Cork. That's some hole in Ireland that they all come from. They received St. Patrick's Day out. And you know what they did? They marched on St. Patrick's Day to show the British, to show the Italians that they will burn this city down if they don't get what they want. And the Irish didn't settle for just the holiday. After the holiday, they got the police department, the fire department. They got virtually every municipality in every city is run by the Irish. Every fire department in every city is run by people from County Cork, Ireland. Every police department is run by someone from Ireland. All of the city workers. Then they got the construction business. Then they got crime. They didn't settle for a celebration day. Black people, do not let Juneteenth take away your manhood. You're not a girl who needs to be sweet-talked every year to keep you docile. Everyone understands. Let me get some shout-outs in here. We're going to start the stories now, Yediah. Let me get some shout-outs. Who's in here tonight? My screen went black. Am I ready to rock? Who's in here tonight? Jersey. Eric Brewer out of New Jersey. Give him a hand. What's his name right here? Mashal Ma'ala, U.P.K. Give him a hand. Alpha Bus last. I see you. This brother is becoming a faithful listener. Alpha Bus last. Okay, Zakaria, Bungad. All right, Warrior, Yashar Allah, Bun Yum Yum, U.P.K. Tazalaya, Kev, K.E.V. Give them all a hand. These are faithful listeners, faithful viewers. Malak Bun. All of these Alpha buses all through here. Man, y'all doing your job, man. You tune in every week, man. You're going to change your life. I know. You better listen to me. It changed my life.
Right.
I used to be you. Can you imagine that? You. As sad and sorry as you are. Do you know I was just like you? Sometimes I can't even believe it. That I was like you. But yet I was. And now I'm not. I pray you understand. Anything else? Yediah.
Khan. Just unspeakable. Florida deputies bust down innocent black woman's door twice and forced her outside her home in the nude in front of her multiple officers and her children.
Gentlemen, y'all coming to get it on. You getting it on all the way in. Yediah, continue. You got it.
It says the same Florida Sheriff's Department that has come under fire for the shooting and killing a black senior airman in the U.S. Air Force last month.
I remember that. That was ridiculous. A airman in the United States Air Force, and he looked like the best little buddy in the world, Doc. That's always the one. Okay. That little fella that looked like he's just a good fella. He go to church every Sunday. He absolutely got his father a tie for Father's Day. He showers his mother in praises, and he comes to the door. Cop rings his doorbell. The cop is at the wrong door, Mayak. All the time they're at the wrong door. All the time. Clerical error. He's at the wrong door. The brother has a firearm. Legal. And this is the thing that always drives me insane about how many times a cop unalives someone and then says they had a gun. Guns are legal in America.
Right.
Legal. About 6 million people have legal guns in America. But a cop always says he had a gun.
Right.
They act like, he had a key of cocaine. Like he had a trunk full of drugs. A gun is legal.
Hell, it's still, they tried to make it illegal to have the bump stocks to turn the rifle into the machine gun.
Yes, they
and
did.
That's still legal. They said, no, we're going to keep that legal.
No, exactly. Exactly. Trump is the one that tried to get rid of the bump stocks. The Supreme Court said, we're not getting rid of the bump stocks. Also, I went down there, Mike, I forgot to tell you. I went down there to the supermarket. What's the name of that supermarket? Top Supermarket in Buffalo, New York. You familiar with that? When in Buffalo, New York, there was what they call the Buffalo Massacre, Maya, where 10 black men were unalived by a devil in Buffalo, New York, who went in this supermarket out and unalived these brothers who were just out there trying to shop. And they have a monument out there. They got to the brothers that died. I went through the supermarket and walked through the supermarket out. And I'm going to tell you, Warrior, it was an eerie feeling just knowing what happened here. Because the day I was there, of course, was like any other day. Like a day when people are just there trying to shop.
Right.
In Buffalo, New York. People are there trying to feed their families. People are getting off late from work. They're running in there trying to grab something to eat out. And this devil, this monster goes in there and unalives these 10 black people in Tops Market. It's known throughout history. If you want to look it up as the Buffalo Massacre, you should go look it up. Because that is the kind of crime that is allowed in America, on the police force, and off. And here's another on a brother who lost his life. Salakia. Good to go. And here's another unalive. We were going over this airman that got killed. This is the same city that Yediah has a news story on. The airman comes to his door with his gun because someone is kicking and knocking at his door like a barricade is bringing it down. He says, who is it? The cop backs up off the door, away from the door because he's scared. The brother looks through the keyhole. No one is there. He opens the door to see who's there. The cop unalives him right there. And of course, his excuse was he has a gun in a country with 6 million legal guns. He has a gun as his defense. Well, in this same city, Mayak, Yediah.
Khan. The same Florida Sheriff's Department that has come under fire for the shooting and killing of a black senior airman in the U.S. Air Force last month has been sued twice for breaking into the home of a black woman and forcing her outside naked, where they handcuffed her, leaving her standing in front of her home in full view of her 2 children.
She was naked, sir. She was naked. He dragged her outside. Nasty Nate did the same thing in Brooklyn. Dragged the black woman outside in her nightgown and got sued and lost $240,000 on the Brooklyn Police Department because Bishop Nasty Nate did this exact same thing when he was a cop. This happened in the same police district that unalived that airman for being a legal gun owner and for being a patriot to his country.
He was
and
black.
was
he black?
Absolutely. And for loving his country, for thinking he could buy a gun. Fool that he was. For thinking that because it was legal to buy a gun, fool that he was, thought he could actually own one. Fool that he was, thought he could open his door and see who was kicking at it. Fool that he was, thought that he was free here. Don't you be fooled by Juneteenth. Don't be fooled by that. Don't let it lull you to sleep. Don't let the smell of ribs make you forget this. That's what happens to women over time.
Yeah. And,
please, my
and, they think we are outrageous because of the things that we say and teach out of this Bible. They think we so extreme and outrageous, yet you see the extreme and outrageous happening every day. When we tell you these people don't look at us as equal, we should stop fighting for equality here. We'll never be equal with these people. Our people like, well, man, y'all just racist and y'all this. It's 2024. Don't you see what's still happening? We're just realists. We're telling you the truth, man. It's not the same. The laws aren't the same for us and them. We can serve their military, murder, unalive for them, spend tours overseas for this country, come home on a break, come and answer our door with our firearm for safety legally, and still have our lives taken, man. And then it's a shock and an outrage. Oh my God, look what they did to him. Look what they did to her. Look how they treating him. This is where you live. You got to face that and swallow it, man. And if you can accept it and then know how to deal with it, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's rough because without the UPK, you see these things, you choose, your drug of choice is ignorance.
There you go, bro.
You choose to be ignorant because it's just better. You can live better in ignorance. It's like the Matrix. Ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? But when you got the truth and you really want to wake up, you can learn how to deal with those truths and it'll be less stressful. Because hell, without UPK, crack is my answer.
Forget it. Who not? Right. Exactly.
But
exactly.
But with the UPK, man, you can understand why these things are and you can see the way out of it, man. And that's the beautiful thing. Shalak.
Forget about it.
Hey, give it up. Let me tell you what y'all bringing out is so heavy because there's a reason that this brother got killed. There's a reason that we are celebrating Juneteenth with barbecue ribs and the wrong spirit. Ain't nothing wrong for everybody out there that want to eat barbecue ribs. But what spirit are you eating barbecue ribs in?
It's like beef ribs.
Beef ribs or barbecue ribs, same thing. No, oh, those are pork. Okay, so you got to say beef ribs for them to know the difference. I understand. Like the problem is Juneteenth would be a wonderful celebration if we really celebrated it. Would be a wonderful celebration if we celebrated. Juneteenth was created because the slaves in Galveston found out that they were supposed to be free, came together, fought against the government, and got free, which they were supposed to be free 2 years before that, and got themselves out of the situation. But here's what happened. Since that time, we let the Martin Luther Kings of this earth, we let all the black leaders of this earth lull us into a sense of safety. That brother that you just mentioned, General, died because in his mind, that man coming to the door is a honest, righteous, fair police officer. And so he opens the door like nothing never happened. And of course, the cop murders him because that's the spirit that they're in. The way to celebrate Juneteenth is the same way the people that got free from it celebrated it. You celebrate it like it's you are fighting the enemy. Let me tell you what happened in this Juneteenth festival. When we went up there, big shout out to Captain Azania. Oh man, let me tell you something. Captain Azania is a serious man about operating with people in the world. He was beloved by the people up there in Juneteenth. Them purple faggots didn't even show their face because the people up there hate him so much. Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, all them cities up there hate him. But they love Azania. Right. I mean, he flows in and out of them zones like nothing. And they love him. And even when the brothers went through the crowds, they was receiving love from the people that was out there. It was like, shalom, brothers, shalom. The people can feel the spirit of the U.P.K. Here's the problem. The problem is we've been taught to love our slave master and not each other. Yeah. We love him, but each other, oh, we ready to wipe each other the hell out. Let me tell you what happened up there. 5 riots broke out between the young teens throughout all them cities in the Juneteenth festival. The festival that's supposed to be coming together to fight Esau, to fight the things that he oppressed us with. Instead, we come together to fight each other. And guess who's playing the music while we fighting each other? The Christian church. The Christian church, brother, had a bandstand like a rock concert out there and was on that bandstand touting nothing but Christian music the whole time. And here's what's sad about it. What's sad about it is Juneteenth could be such a holiday to galvanize us to war against evil. That's what it could be, because that's what it was. It's the one holiday that is not about celebrating ourselves, you know, as an individual or celebrating the gods of the other people. Juneteenth came about because we fought against this man. And it's the only real day that still exists where we fought him. There was many days we fought him. Right or wrong, Maya. But those days got buried. Them days got buried. Juneteenth didn't get buried yet. But it'll soon be done. Because guess what? We turn on each other. We turn on each other. You understand? You ain't supposed to go out. That was such a good point you brought out. You ain't supposed to go to Juneteenth out there looking for, you know, to eat a cheeseburger and enjoy, you know, a day in the sun. You're supposed to be out there seeing where the warriors at. That's what I was looking for. Where's the brothers who's coming? And there was a lot out there, but they were few and far between compared to the entire crowd. Compared to the entire crowd, really, it was really just us. It was us and a few broken soldiers, a few holdout, Nat Turner, Baba TV, a few, big shout out to Baba TV, Radical to the End, him, you know, a few others, you know, the RBG, I don't know what the hell they into besides them 3 colors. But they trying to hold some rap, you know, they trying to, they can't do it like we do it. Who shall rouse them up? Right, who shall rouse them up? But they trying to, you know. And listen, and us being there was so righteous for this reason. Because we set a light, like the scripture said. We put our light on the table. And all the radical type brothers, all the brothers that got that spirit, you know, came by, checked us out. Some didn't even approach that close, but they was watching. They were checking out our gear, checking out how we was rolling, checking out how the sisters was. They was being fished from just us being there. And again, Azania brothers was so expert in how he, like an ambassador, in showing them how righteousness go and how the truth is and all of that. But the mass majority of our people, all they wanted to do was fight each other. That's all they wanted to do. Cat got mad with us because we drove out a different exit of the van. Muhammad caught it too. He was like, is y'all gonna move the table back? Muhammad said, they can move that table back themselves, because he was so mad that all we did was take a van out of a different exit. And we moved the table to get the van through. And it would have been it would have been a car wreck up there if we had not gone through there. But all he could think about was damn. You know, he looking at the crowd, cars backed up for 3 blocks. He could give a damn about any of that. All he care about is they move that table. And all they gonna put that table back. Brother, that's our problem. That's our problem. That's why Christ had to tell the disciples to forgive one another 77 times 7. And that's why Moses had to kill 250 Israelites in that wilderness that would not fall in line in orders underneath Moses. Like every time, Joshua, same thing. The Lord killed us because one cat chasing after the Babylonians, the Lord came through and put death on hundreds of us. Like, we will never make it out of here if we cannot give up our slave master. Loving your slave master is exactly why you can't love yourself. He is an obstacle to you loving yourself. And loving him keeps you fighting each other. It was sad. Our young, strong warriors from all over that area up in the north. You would have never known there was that many black young men up in that area. It was thousands of them up there. They came in to a group. Now, this wasn't part of the fighting, but another group came in on motorcycles. Them cats was, thousands of them rolling in on motorcycles, masculine as they could be. Had a woman behind them. But here's the problem. While you riding on that motorcycle, what's in your mind is demons. Like, what's in your mind ain't, I'm gonna do what the Lord say and come together and bring the brothers together. Or we gonna come together and show our strength to show this man who's been abusing us that we are getting strong. None of that is in their minds. What's in their minds is what nigga I'm gonna fuck with. Or who gonna mess with me, excuse my friend. That's what's in our mind. And that is why we are destroyed every time. That's why we fail every single time. That's why I'm doing this lecture. I hope y'all come out and join me, man, in Detroit. I'm doing a lecture on demons, on us having a demon, on us identifying demons, and us fighting demons. You understand? We're going to come together and learn it, and we're going to teach others how to do it, because that's our problem. We constantly hate each other. And the tribes too. Not only is it a beef in every tribe, it's a beef with tribe against tribe. And we never get it done. We never get it done. It happens all the time in the rap world, in the sports world, into this, into that. Nobody wants to compete against Esau. We only want to fight each other. We only want to battle each other. And once we battle each other, then we ready to acquiesce to that beast. And that beast has used that divide and conquer. It's in the annals of the Roman Empire. It's part of their war strategy. You go back and read about the Roman war strategy. It says to divide and conquer them before they come in. That's why they say divide and conquer, because they divide you first, get you to hate each other, and then they come in and overthrow you. They've been doing it in empires out since millennia. They did it in Afghanistan. They're doing it in Ukraine right now. Ukraine is part of Russia. Remember, Russia had, when they first attacked Ukraine back in 2014, Putin went in and took over Donbass to make sure that they didn't take the whole country. They divided them. Then what did they do? They came back and empowered the Ukrainians under this guy, and then they went to war and fought against him. And now you got nuclear subs off the coast of Cuba. Divide and conquer. They did the same thing in Iraq. They wanted to destroy Iraq. What did they do? They went and got all the people who were against Saddam Hussein, and they financed them. They got them strong. They made them powerful. And then when they got strong and was fighting them, what did they do? Slid right on in and took over the country. Did the same in Vietnam. Why do you got North Korea and South Korea? Why do you have North Vietnam and South Vietnam? Why do you have them? You have them because the beast understands that if I come in, if I divide them, I'm going to overthrow. That's what he understands. And brother, that's what you saw in that Juneteenth festival. You saw righteous brothers, U.P.K, and others trying to go in the right positive direction. And then you saw the Christian families and the Christian churches and the Christian dogma and their naked daughters. The daughters had on booty shorts, butt naked out there. And them Christians kept the situation divided. And before you know it, them cats was over. I mean, it was a mess. You couldn't go to one part of the park. You go to one part of the park, a whole clan of brothers, young, strong, intelligent brothers, battling each other, busting each other up over nothing. You go to another side of the park, same thing. Go to another side of the park, same thing. It was sad. It was sad. You understand? It was sad. Go ahead,
You died. You got it, you died.
Juneteenth could have been amazing. Juneteenth could have been something. You know what? You know what other holiday could have been great? The day that Martin Luther King and them, if it even was Martin Luther King, because it was really the push cart workers. But the day they defied that getting on that bus, we're supposed to be celebrating that day right now. It should be like the free man bus holiday. Just like Juneteenth supposed to be the day we got free from Galveston, Texas. And it's supposed to be 100 more of them days. That's what every holiday God gave. Juneteenth is just like every holiday the Lord gave us. Look at it closely. The Lord gave us holidays that we got free from our damn enemies. And Juneteenth is the day we got free from our enemies. The problem is we did exactly what we did when we got free from our enemies. First thing we did when we got free from our enemies is turn on each other and then destroy the word of the Lord. Like, read the Bible, man. You know how many times we did this and failed? You know how many times the Lord tried to galvanize us and bring us together to stand up against evil and we failed? Countless times. It's written in the scriptures. It's written in the scriptures countless times. And brother, that's what happened with Juneteenth. And now Juneteenth is, a celebration of pork and hoes. They wanted me to get up on this the stage and speak. I didn't even want to speak. I said, I'm not going up there to speak. They up in there partying in full lust with naked broads and all the drugs they could have and out of their mind. I said, all right, what am I going to cut in the middle of that for? I'm not going to cut in the middle of that. That's what they wanted, to be in that. Where we was where the warriors was gravitating, where the brothers who sought, and sisters too, who sought righteousness. Tons of sisters as well came up. Once again, big shout out to Captain Azania for hosting us up there, man, because it was, he was warring in that Juneteenth. He got all us up there and had us represent the I.S.U.P.K in there, and he was in full power. And they was on their best behavior as well. They was on their best behavior. Salaki, I'm running on. Go ahead, you die. Please.
Colonel Khan. Marlon Wayans claps back at hate mongers after posting pics supporting LGBTQ plus Pride Month.
If I could explain, sir, this is Marlon Wayans. You familiar with him? Mm-hmm. Show Commander YAHANNA the picture. This is Marlon Wayans, and also play the response from Marlon Wayans. Even saying the term "clap back" still seems a little effeminate. There's something's wrong with that. Also, I don't feel right to say that word.
Let me get some Doritos.
So let's just call it his response. All right.
And who is this? One of the Wayans brothers?
This is one of the Wayans brothers. He did this picture, and this went out for Pride Month, and this is the picture right here, right? Mm-hmm. And so then, of course,
can you zoom that in a little more so we can see it? Is he half naked?
Looks like it.
Looks like he's fully naked.
Okay.
Rainbow.
You got the rainbow. He looks, that's him. So he put this picture out to celebrate Pride Month. And then, of course, the response was from people who were disappointed in him for doing something like that. And this is his response. Go ahead, Up.
Colonel Khan. Marlon stated, if I lost you, good. You're a hateful asshole. Never loved me in the first place. How can you love anyone when you're too busy judging? Some of y'all are funny. I'm a troll. I'm a post all day. He ended the message with happy pride to my friends and fans.
Now, if I could, Commander, you want to say something, sir?
No, go ahead.
If I could, Commander General Yohanna. Now, of course, it was a little more about the troll.
Well, not just the
What did
troll.
he say?
He has a son that transitioned, like Dwayne Wade's son.
He got a son that did that.
Sir.
His son. Why didn't his son go up there and do the damn poster? Please, sir.
When you say transition, he actually had the surgery.
I believe so, sir. I can look it up.
I don't think they need the surgery nowadays. A transition. Transition just means they walk out the door in the wig like Bruce Jenner, and they're a woman from now on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I be wanting to know because you can't come back once you're done.
I understand.
I be wondering, I be wondering if there's hope for the back.
I understand.
Once that drive though, man, you can't make it back now. You know what I'm saying? Like you wake up from that nightmare, you know what I mean? At least if you still got the rod, you could go before the Lord and repent. And just, man the hell back, come back to you. Take some testosterone or something. Get some brick back on you.
I understand.
But once you cut that rod off, you get the testosterone don't work the same.
I think so.
You're done.
I think it's so rare that they even have that surgery.
Really?
Even Bruce Jenner didn't have that surgery.
No.
Bruce Jenner celebrated Father's Day yesterday. In the wig and lipstick. And all his children said, "Happy Father's Day, Caitlin." He's still a father, even though he transitioned to a woman. So many of them don't even do it, and because that deviance in them is part of that. You get my point. They need that for the deviance. That's part of the whole deviant thing in them. Marlon Wayans, this is the saddest part about this LGBT movement, Pride Month and everything. The saddest part to me, sir, is that people who act like they like it simply because they need money. They just need money. Marlon Wayans knows there's only one reason he did this. Because he needs money. Because he hasn't made a movie in a while. That's it. And so many of them, those brothers that wear purses and wear dresses, they'll act like they're champions for LGBT. What they are is people that need some cash. They need some money. They need to make a post on Instagram that gets a lot of hits because they get paid from those hits on Instagram. And they will just do anything to do it. And so it's Pride Month. And so he goes up there and goes and takes his shirt off. How old is this child that transitioned? Is this a grown person? Over 18, 16? 24. Come on. Let the son go. Let the child do it. The child is actually LGBT. Why isn't the child going on there and tell her? The child is nowhere to be found. I'm saying child. The 24-year-old man is nowhere to be found because Marlon Wayans has to earn money. And so many people who claim to love the LGBT community are simply doing it because they're poor. And that is sad. No one should have to sacrifice their masculinity or their choice for their sexuality for money. They're doing the exact same thing that boys in Hollywood Boulevard do who are not gay, but have to make money, and they get in some devil's car who's a movie producer. So they can, because they need $20 for a heroin fix. You have rich people, Little Uzi Vert, Marlon Wayans, who do the exact same thing. They're poor. They need money. They can't pay their bills. And they know that LGBT community will give you money if you behave in the way that they want you to behave.
And that goes to that. I know recently they just had some, I think it was a college. It looked like a college band. But they had some LGBT cat leading all the women. He got on white, got one leg out, dark ass beard and hair, and he wiggling and marching down the damn football
Yeah, they've
field
been talking about it.
with the broads behind him, wiggling behind him. They following his wiggle. And I said, look at this, the college, and that's like they let that go on because that bring in money and revenue to the school. You know what I'm saying?
That's just, and you would think that the gay people would say, damn, you don't have to do this for money. You're supposed to be proud. You're the LGBT person. Why in the hell does someone who is not LGBT have to compromise what they believe, their sexuality, because they're poor? And that's all Marlon Wayans is doing. And that's so many people who do that. So many people are just doing it because they don't have any cash. They don't have any money. They're putting on a dress. They don't have any money. They're going to wear a purse. They're going to wear a dress at some award show because they are poor, because there's no money in the music business, and because they make nothing and their publishing goes to some Leor Cohen. And so now they have to put on a dress. And the gay community goes, thank you. If not for poverty, I don't know how many gay people you would even have.
Yep.
I don't even know. I don't know what the numbers would be.
Now you talking.
If it wasn't for poverty. I'd love to find out.
Now you talking.
So I can say.
Yeah, man, what you saying is so heavy. Tazliah said that it was his daughter that transitioned to a man. Oh. So no rod cutting involved.
There you go. There you go.
Just a little strap on. It's a joke. He's a joke. It's a joke. You know what I'm saying? As if somebody loving or hating him even matters. You understand? And what was more abominable, even in all of this, what was more abominable was the movie that he made with his brother and the notorious ball grabber.
That's it.
Who got his balls grabbed. What's his name? Terry Crews. You know, that low life. You know, if it like that movie did more damage than anything. They dressed up like white women and acted like white women all over the goddamn movie theaters and spread that garbage. Right, white chicks. Big shout out to Nizam. Nizam Anna. You know, full of white, you know, playing white chicks and having a black man fall in love with a transsexual acting like a white woman. Like, you think that don't go in the minds of young kids? Young kids see that and they get impressed by it, or they see it and think it's exciting. And as they get older and are introduced into that world, there it is, and get introduced into that world, they begin to get caught up in it. That's what was more shameful. What was more shameful even than this was that he didn't have the integrity to say, you know what, I'm gonna turn that movie down. Like Hollywood is so well designed. It's designed to whore out everybody that's an actor, an actress, or musician. And it does it well. You wonder why Puff Daddy had to steal everybody's money, destroy everybody's dreams, steal all their albums and all their stuff, allegedly. Because, of course, how could he make all that money and then still give his slave master, his pimp, the money that the pimp wants, and then still function? He can't. He can't, because the pimp damn near wants it all. The pimp being the so-called white man. So he got to now rob every poor person of their talent. He got to suck the soul out of every poor person for their talent. So guess what? Even if these brothers are talented, which from my understanding that they are, these brothers have to now take a movie where they turn into a transvestite. Because that's what that is. That's being a transvestite. That's what they call that. Yeah. When you totally dress up and try to appear as though you are a woman. And then a white one at that made a whole movie about it. That was evil as hell. And now his daughter, why are we surprised that his daughter now wants to be a man? Why are we surprised? And of course, Terry Crews, who got no goddamn morals at all, of course, he, did his best in the movie to show himself falling in love with a transsexual. That influences and destroys children. Big shout out to John Harbin, too. You're right. It's demonic. It's demonic on many levels. And once again, when it comes to people portraying things in our community, we act like it has no effect. It has big effects on us. Big effects on our children. Big effects. And now here we are. And here's the other thing. This is the other thing that pisses me off about it all. Our slave master allows you to attack and go at certain things. and allows you to be tough guy when it comes to fighting for LGBT. Oh, you don't love me no more? Who gives a damn? Be gone. Why? Because somebody now don't love you because you love the LGBTQ community? Who gives a damn? Who gives a damn? But that's the one that the slave master says, okay, you could be mad about this. You can't be mad about black men being killed in these streets. You didn't stand up and back up Colin Kaepernick. You didn't say nothing when that went on. You was quiet as a mouse. You can't stand up for the injustices happening to black people every day. But all of a sudden, you Billy Badass when it comes to somebody not liking you because the LGBTQ. Don't let the slave master tell you what to love and hate. Don't let the slave master decide what you could be angry about. Let the Lord show it to you. Let it come from the Most High. Let it come from inside him. And let him show you what you should stand for. And then guess what? You would do what every sensible man would do. He would ignore the LGBTQ community, call them out when they do the mass evils that they do. They going to jail and committing suicide, by the way, higher than damn near any other group, especially the suicide. The suicide among young LGBTQ people is am I wrong, you die? Am I wrong? You understand? You among them young folks. Tell me, maybe I'm wrong. Go ahead.
What you're saying is so heavy, sir. You are absolutely correct. It is high amongst a lot of these young brothers. A lot of these young brothers and sisters kill themselves. I got a nephew, sir, that's a furry, and I worry about him taking his life every day. Damn. Anytime he has a spasm, I'm just like, he's going to jump out the window with a rope one day, sir.
Damn. Like, that's what's going on with him. You gas them up. The slave master, here, understand this. The slave master wants black men to no longer be warriors. He wants black men to be sissies. And so what does he do? He pushes hard for you to get into the LGBTQ community and take away your manhood. The problem is, after you've been molested, after you've been raped, after you've been drugged, and you done lived that lifestyle and took away your soul, then reality starts kicking in. Reality that you've been abused and treated like a woman instead of a man. And brother, that is a heinous, heinous crime to happen to a man. It is extremely difficult to come back from that kind of poison that is happening to so many young brothers. And then it's hard for you to get your mind back around. Some brothers become extremely violent. You got brothers all in the penitentiary right now who started their career as criminals from being molested by some uncle or some neighbor or some madness like that. You got tons of them. They are ruthless. They are thoughtless. They are conscienceless because in their innocence, somebody didn't have a conscience for them. So they learned a lesson. You know what they learned from that child molestation? To care about nothing at all except myself. And as a result, that's how they become. And as a result, they will go out in that mindset and murder and kill and destroy and tear apart. And even those memories will haunt them. And then one day they sitting in the house, high as they could be. And what do? Shoot themselves in the damn head. Jump out the damn window. Drown themselves in the bathtub. Because they live a miserable, miserable experience. And it's like having PTSD. It's like having PTSD from being in war. You've been violated. You try everything you can every day to be normal, including drugs. But it stays with you like crazy because it was such a horrific memory. I've talked to many brothers and sisters who have had that experience. I've had members in my family and my extended family who have gone through that experience. And talking to them really showed me how this thing that this evil beast that's ruling over us is pushing is traumatizing young brothers and sisters out on a whole nother level. Right or wrong, Maya? On a level like you can't imagine. You just imagine being in a shootout where you almost lose your life. And every day you wake up with that shootout in your mind. Every day you try to be normal every day, but the shootout is in the front of your mind. Well, that's what it's like after being molested for a lot of people if you don't get therapy. That's what it's like for these young brothers and sisters when they've been molested and abused. Some of them forced into it. That's what they're accusing Puff Daddy of doing in that mansion is heinous. It's nigh onto stealing the soul. Matter of fact, you die. Get me the scripture where the Lord spoke about raping a girl as if a man killed her. You know the one I'm talking about? Because remember now, this is about a man raping a woman. Could you imagine a man raping a man? Not saying it's worse, but it is horrific as well. And that's what's happening to these young brothers and sisters. And listen, and they're being taught to stand on it, which is dividing us. Yeah. Meaning like now, they don't want to listen to the straight, strong black men no more because we like the enemy now. Yeah. They don't want to trust us because they've been molested. So far as they're concerned, you strong, you might do the same thing to them. When they just don't understand, we here to save their life.
And if I can, it's heavy the lecture you about to go into with the demons, because Satan got a lot of avenues. Him and his demons, they are attacking masculinity. First with the child molestation, like you bring it out, but then there's another situation. I saw a video where the brother was like, man, when the police pull me over, you know, I'll be walking, I hear that whoop, whoop, and they call me. Then he swung around just like a sodomite. He said, hey, officer, something, 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 officer, something, something, something. Like he became a girl to survive this encounter with this police. And that was his message for the video. When they pull you over, brothers, we got to become gay, because they don't kill gay people like they kill us. Like that's another avenue that Satan is attacking masculinity. But unfortunately, brothers, that's a war we got to fight. We got to fight that war. And with the molestation, that's Satan attacking masculinity. Yeah. To make us feminine and mental problems. Salaki, sir.
Listen, what you saying, Mayak, is so right, and is the crux of the problem in this story, and why this clown is why, and once again, why celebrities should never be listened to for advice. They should never be listened. They're nigh onto a politician now because they're broke and falling apart. And nobody should feel sorry for them because they had opportunities to make big money, and making that big money, they kept their mouth shut. And that's another thing that people, I'm gonna come back to this. There's a lot that people don't learn. When you make money in this empire, that's the time to be more loud about your brothers and sisters. You wonder why he can't get a movie? Because you ain't willing to stand up. Colin Kaepernick got a what? $40 million deal from Nike. He got a ridiculous deal from Nike. He stood up. He spoke up. Not just him, a ton of others. You understand? Like, instead, you go and hide yourself and let them push that garbage. And when they say you can speak on it, that's the only time you open your damn mouth. Damn that. Read that scripture for me, Let me tell you what this piece of garbage is standing up for. You don't like me because of it? Fine, you know, or whatever he just said in that statement. And you don't care about the kids. You could give a damn about them. Read it, you guys.
Khan, sir, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die.
The man, listen, you molest a child, it's a death penalty offense. Feel that for a minute. You put your hands on somebody's child, if you in our kingdom, you're going to die. You're going to die. And that's also why it's a serious accusation when you accuse a brother of molestation or rape. You got cats sitting in the penitentiary done did big time. Come to find out later on, the girl said she was out having sex with some boy and she didn't want to get in trouble, so she said so-and-so molested her. They made a movie about it. What's that movie they made about it where the white girl, the Italian girl was going with the Jake, and then somehow they killed the Jake, and they trying to find out who murdered him. You know the movie I'm talking about? It was a good ass one. Go ahead.
Slocky with the brother. I think he had like gallstones or something in the movie, and the oppressor. I
can't recall. I'll work on it. It'll come back. But they made a movie about it. That's a serious charge. That's a serious charge. So what's happening to these brothers and sisters is supposed to be people dying every day. They're supposed to be like, we gotta bring back the electric chair because the needle costs too much to kill this many people. We need the electric chair. That's what's supposed to be happening. Go ahead and read it, you died. Let me finish it so everybody can see what I'm talking about in this.
Verse 26. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even is this matter.
You hear what the Lord said? You molest a child, it's as if you rose up against your neighbor and killed him. Meaning you took the soul out of that child. That's what you did. You slayed the soul in that child. And brother, only the Lord could put it back in. Only being born again in the truth as a new person and taking on a new life and following new laws, statutes, and commandments and learning new principles and being raised up with the defenses of the Most High in Christ in the body of Christ, can you become somebody new? Can you lose that spirit that harmed you so much and bring it back? So that's why the fact that they try to make this normal, God said this is like killing somebody. Like you supposed to die over this. The Lord said this is as if you killed somebody. You know what I mean? Bucking the preacher. Judah and Gad showing brotherhood. Strong, Mark. Go ahead. Was that it on that? Go ahead. You was gonna say something? Yeah, like that's what he's standing up for. Why? Because that's what the slave masters say you can stand up for. Meanwhile, black men just took a knee. One knee. Wiped out, jobs, contracts, right or wrong. For one knee. For one knee. Meanwhile, what the Lord said is a death penalty offense, he make it normal. He make it common. He celebrate it. He make a flag for it. A rainbow flag for molestation. For harming other people, for dressing, when cross dressing. When the Lord said, "Thou shalt not wear that which pertaineth unto a man," if you a woman, and vice versa, you not to put on something that pertain to a man or to a woman. A man ain't supposed to put on makeup. A man ain't supposed to do that. A man ain't supposed to put on a dress. Never, no time ever. Movie, whatever. Like they supposed right now, if it was righteousness in Hollywood was supposed to be happening is this. Every time they go to a black person to get in a dress, they all supposed to be like, no, I can't do that. The black community ain't going for that. Like that's what we supposed, like if we had took Juneteenth and built on Juneteenth, and built a series of things for us to stand on against the man that's harming us, Juneteenth right now we'd be celebrating it from coast to coast. And no white people would show up. You know why? Because it would be a holiday about what they did. So they wouldn't want to come show up to the holiday about what they, that's another thing. That's why you can't get whitey out of your holidays. Your holidays is about vanity. Your holidays should be about what they did to you. Just like the Lord prescribed. And then if you did that, they wouldn't show up. They'd be outside of it. Go ahead, you die. Please. Wayans brothers, clown.
Trade wife TikToker axed from job after casually saying the N-word.
Say that again?
Khan, sir. Trade wife TikToker axed from job after casually saying the N-word. This is the she-devil on TikTok, sir, where she's in her living room. She's casually like, all my friends is getting married to broke-ass niggas, and they continued, you know what I mean, to talk about whatever she was talking about. And we have the clip up here, sir.
Mm-hmm. And she somehow slipped up and said nigga.
Oh, she didn't slip up. Yeah.
Oh, she just was saying it as casual. Now she's cooking in the kitchen.
Come.
Thank God she said it. I applaud the white woman. You know what I mean? She should get a trophy for bringing it out. You know why? Because we need to see that. That's what who is it not the U.P.K. who said this back in the day that they sit at the dinner table talking about us? Are we not the ones that said that, Muhammad? Maya? We said that for years. You are in an illusion about how these people feel about you. You think because they're polite to you on their job, they like you. They hate you. And here's the part that's amazing to me. If I could, I'm gonna let you get to the story. When black people go work on a job, they hate other black people, and that black person knows it. And they hate that black person, and that black person hates them, and both of them know that they hate each other on the job. Am I lying? And then they polite with each other. Good morning, Mrs. Williams. Good morning, Mrs. Johnson. And they going about their damn business, hating each other. But when the white man come in the room, hi guys, how's things going? You know we got to meet the goal. You think he love you. You think he's like motivated and want to work with you and is pleased at your work. He go home and talk about you at the dinner table like, you don't know the energy I got to put in to get these niggas to work. That's what he's saying. But he come in every morning like, hey guys, how you doing today? We're going to make great numbers today. He hates your stinking guts. And boy, if you could learn that. Boy, if you could learn to not hate him and instead, your brother I'm talking about, and instead look through this piece of garbage that has enslaved you for 400 years. Play the tape, please.
That's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas.
Damn! Listen, why did this go viral? No, wait a minute. Why after 400 years, Marah, why is a tape of a white woman calling us niggas going viral? You ain't gonna tell me we ain't sleep. We in a coma, you dying. You mean to tell me 400 years later, and Miss Ann in her kitchen cooking biscuits and saying her girlfriends is all married to broke-ass niggas. And we shocked. I don't understand. What we gonna do? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Let's all open a soup kitchen, man, because this is not working. Nobody's waking up. This is not working. You mean to tell me we're offended? She's the devil. What do we expect? Give me the stats. Go ahead, you die.
If I could, sir, I showed this to a few brothers at the slavery. You know, we was looking at it, and they was like, "Oh, you die. You so offended. You appalled." I was like, I actually wanted to hear more about the story she was talking about.
I mean, and said it so casually. Looked like she was in there mixing up a Betty Crocker cake. Like, yeah, they all married to broke ass niggas. I mean, god damn. That's the real deal. And let me tell you, I bet you that was on TikTok, wasn't it? Come on.
This was definitely on TikTok. And there's more. She doubled down on Twitter.
She doubled down on Twitter. Please play.
Sir.
Please play Miss Ann. Can I tell y'all also, in Buffalo, New York, we was at an Airbnb while he's pulling that up. And do you know a Karen knocked on the door? A white woman about 10 o'clock at night knocked on the door. I said, yo, Q, Esau is at the door. Q said, you know, Q, What have you? Q got to the door, cracked the door open. Q said, "Can I help you?" She said, Mrs. Such and Such, the owner, she called me and said that the video cameras on the house, it must be an issue. And Q said, what not and what have you? This is an Airbnb. I don't understand what are you talking about? What do you want? Well, you want what? And she, and Q said, this is a rental. We don't have anything to do with it. And she hemmed and hawed, and she finally left. Well, Q, in Q style, Q writes a report like he went and got on with the landlord and tore the landlord out the frame. Do you know the landlord sent Q $250 back on the Airbnb? Like the Edomite did the right thing. He knew that was a Karen moment, and they knew they was in deep violation. They paid Q for the violation of that damn Karen that came to the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, them Edomites are monsters. That's who's in them houses right there. They saw us. They saw Negroes going into this house in this white neighborhood and decided they was going to investigate and decided they was going to question, but they ran into the Q, which was a problem. You understand? And it cost them because of it. Go ahead, you die. Let me see the rest of what Karen over here got to say.
Seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
You're gonna call us racist. You're gonna call us
She said she couldn't find a care, meaning I still don't give a damn. Go ahead.
Like black people say, I can't find a fuck to give. She didn't give a damn.
Someone in the chat room,
and after all,
got a job with conservative media because of this.
Damn, ain't that something? We'll show you. And let me tell you something. You Republicans, you a bunch of dumbasses. Because Republicans, Republicans are the ones that freed black people from slavery, so-called. It was Republicans that signed the bills, not Democrats. I think you brought that out the other day, didn't you? Not Democrats. And you let the Democratic Party gas black people up and steal them from you. And how you did that is because you decided to embrace every white racist. And now your party is hurting and you begging to get Donald Trump in. You begging to get Donald Trump into office because you played yourself when you could have had both blacks, Latinos, and whites. But you played yourself, and the Democrats stole it away. And the Democrats turned us into drug addicts and abortionists and every other immoral thing that you could think of. You screwed it up. Just a sidebar on that while they're pulling up the rest of the Karen.
Can I say one thing?
Please.
You want to say something? I'll wait, please.
Oh, it's more, sir. This was a tweet I believe she deleted, but obviously Mariah has the screenshot. I'll read it for you. It says, y'all are canceling me and not this nigga, talking about Uzi Vert, and called him the F word for sodomites.
Like, so she brought up this. This is the classic white trope of pointing out something wrong that we do to excuse how they do something wrong to us. You know what this is? This is, well, why you get mad? Because cops kill people. Don't black people kill people? Right. That's old as it could be. They've been doing that since the 30s. They bring out some crime that black people commit against black people and say, oh, you're going to march because cops kill black people. You don't march when black people kill black people. Devils like her always try to point out some flaw in us to excuse the act of war they commit against us, to excuse it when it can't be excused. And can I say one thing if I could, sir? Please. You pull that picture back up of her with that American flag. This says something that really no one else wants to say, but it is so true, and every black person will know it's true. That Confederate flag is absolutely racist. The American flag is racist too. God. The people that wear that American flag, that is racism. That people that if you see that flag waving, the American flag, if someone wearing it on their chest, they're trying to say, I hate black people. I hate Mexicans. That American flag means deport all the Mexicans. That's what it's saying when they have it on. And every racist does that. Every racist will make sure to put that American flag on to signal to the real Americans, to the real ones, not us, but the real Americans, that I'm one of you, and they are going to give her a job in conservative media because she does it. And if I can give you a brief history lesson, I hope this helps you with your illusion that white women are in some way more submissive than black women. That is yet another lie that has existed for too long. Here's a lie. White men are smarter than black men because they're not. Ask Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a stone cold dummy, an absolute idiot completely. And they love him because he reminds them of themselves. And white women are absolutely not submissive. I don't know where that garbage came from that we all have to live with, like black women, they're evil and cruel. But white women, they're the submissive, loving ones. We have a story today, sir, about a white woman that tricked a black man into getting into a suitcase using diabolical mind tricks and then killed him by suffocating him. Her husband in a suitcase. This is a white woman, and I hope this helps you with the myth that white women are somehow innocent and loving and submissive. I want to remind you of the white woman that killed Emmett Till. The white woman that killed Emmett Till, when after the uproar because Emmett Till's mother had an open casket funeral, that caused such an uproar, it basically started the end of Jim Crow because she did that. That sister did that. Those white men were arrested. Do you know that the woman was also arrested? To be exact, they issued an arrest warrant for the woman because she was there when they kidnapped Emmett Till. I don't think history even talks about that. They don't even mention it. That woman who said that Emmett Till whistled at her, she was there the night that they kidnapped him and murdered him. And an arrest warrant was issued for her arrest. The white men were arrested. When the sheriff was asked, why didn't you bring in the white woman who was there when he was unalive? You know, the sheriff said, we didn't feel the need to do that. She has children. That's a quote. I just quoted. You can look that up. We didn't feel the need to do that. She has children. White women have always been treated like they're delicate, they're sweet. And you feel like that when you leave black women, you can go get you the sweetest, kindest woman, which is a white woman. That is a lie. Okay. White women are absolutely as vicious as their male counterparts. They are no different at all. They benefit from the murder that white men do. And this woman is wearing this American flag to signal to all of them, I'm a racist. That's right. That is the point. That's why she wore it. You think she wore that, coincidentally? Right. She's saying, I'm a real American. I don't feel sorry for saying you broke niggers. I don't feel sorry. This American flag is a symbol of racism. Okay. Salaki. Go ahead.
And them black, Salaki, and you black, and why is it we got no comeback on these white women? Like, why isn't there no comeback when they do come out with these lines? Like, why are we so shocked about it? Where's the line saying they with broke ass niggas because it's better than being with serial killers or something worse? You understand? Like, where's the pushback on these devils for what it is that they say? They get to just slander us with mud and have nobody come back and hit them with anything. When meanwhile, like you brought out earlier, these white women, and I'm gonna tell you what white women get us with. White women have a voice of witchcraft. That old Pollyanna voice, it's witchcraft. It's voodoo. You looking for voodoo among the Haitians, You better listen to that white woman when she says, "Excuse me, do you live in this complex?"
Right.
Niggas be like, huh? Yeah, I live here. I mean, that voice that she comes out with, it's pure witchcraft.
If I could bring an example, when General Muhammad blazed on that Edomite in D.C., she said, "You're horrible. You won't even let me speak. What? Oh, you're hot." Like that usually get a man.
Yeah.
You usually lessen your attack.
Yeah.
At that point.
And she tried to crank it up with the tears.
Yeah.
Muhammad didn't fall for it.
No.
Like she put the tears like, oh! And he went in further. He leaned off the podium. He's like, he saw blood in the water and went after it.
Right.
Instead of giving her a cut, a break, he hit her ass hard.
Right. The witchcraft ain't get him, but it got the crowd. They came to the rescue.
Right. That's it.
Come on, Miss Ann. Come on.
And got at it. That voice, you got to rebel against that voice. Yeah. When you hear that voice, I'm gonna tell you why you don't rebel against that voice. Because that was the voice of your teacher in the 3rd grade. That's right.
Miss
That was
right. Miss Lemency.
Yeah, Miss right. Timmy, you cannot do that in the classroom, Timmy. All right. When you become a grown-ass man, 250 pounds of steel. Excuse me, sir. Do you live here, huh? Miss McGullicully, what? Huh? And it gets you every damn time. It's witchcraft. And it is why they put white teachers in schools. It was also why they forced Gadites into schools under white people, because it was really indoctrination. And most black people who have grown up, and that's why even today, black women have a difficult time getting teaching jobs in the inner city. You would think they would grab them all up, but mostly they push them out for that very same reason, because they want you to look at that white woman like she is great and important and somebody special, and they want that voice in your head. That's why, you know how many confessions white female police officers get out of black men? You know how many of those they get? They bring him in that room and talk to him for 10 minutes and everything come out. He turned in the whole crew. You understand? Because of that damn voice. And meanwhile, she's a complete monster. Go ahead, Marah.
Salaki, sir. If I may, I got a few personal ones. One is on my slavery. Salaki, I don't know if people notice when they say they live in the American dream, that is also racist. When they say living the dream. So on my slavery, I'm talking to him. I say, how you doing? The cat, so I can see him, right? The cat said, "Oh, I'm living a dream." Now I heard this about 3 times. I always wondered, like, what did they mean by that? But this time I wasn't thinking that he was going to say this. He said, "I'm living a dream." His friend looked at him. He said, "Oh, like low key joke, or should I like? I thought you were doing a racist joke. My bad." And said it to his friend, but they
damn that's a dog whistle for them. Like, yes, I'm living nigga free.
That's right.
That's what it means. It means I'm living nigga free. And once again, if I could, they live in the dream and we're not, because we won't come together. Like every business that they build, we could build. Everything that they do, we could do. Every way they come together, we could come together. They don't do that. I mean, we don't do that. They do that, but we don't. And we don't because we have the most horrible leadership anybody could ever have. We have leaders who you can buy out at a dime. All you have to do is flash some money in their face and they will sell Israel out for a dime, for 10 cents. The sheer fact that in 1979, I believe it was, that Jesse Jackson ran for president, every single black leader became a pro-abortion activist. Meanwhile, a year before, am I lying? Meanwhile, a year before, they were touting abortion as genocide. The year later, Jesse Jackson ran for president. All of them switched their position. Al Sharpton, all of them switched their position to a woman has rights, which says they will whore themselves out for anything. Listen, white people, listen, I have to give them devils credit. They have a set of politicians who will not let any abortions happen. They're trying to pass laws to wipe out every single abortion in their states. They got 10 times more balls than us. We know, according to the Bible, especially Christians, we know, according to the Bible, that abortion is wrong. You can't find a single prominent Negro in Black America that would stand up and say abortion is wrong, especially if he's part of the Democratic Party. You understand? You got a ton of Edomites in there tonight, huh? You understand? That would, you know what I'm saying, do that. And let me say this, man, as far as these domestic relationships, these white men, listen, these white men be cool as a cucumber till that white woman turn about 50 years old. And then you find her in the wall, in the basement, or under a slab of concrete. You know what I'm saying? Or in the bed, dead 3 days before he called authorities. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the hell you Edomites is talking about up here in this chat room. You understand?
What they say?
They said, unless I'm misunderstanding Marcel Gary, some of y'all black women are also guilty. Oh, okay. I'm assuming this is a brother saying some black women are guilty of calling the police.
It's probably still away.
Which is far right. Probably still is right. Which is far worse. Let me tell you something, man. Well, our business is our business, and we attend to our business. And let me tell you something else too. Since that topic came up, the only reason black women are calling the cops on black men is because you allow it. You take away black men's authority over their house. You buy a house with a woman, you don't have authority over your house. You have children with a woman, you don't have authority over your children. You don't have any authority. Your authority is only based on what your slave master allows you to have. So you can't even have a proper sense of justice. Like, how do you do that? How do you have a proper sense of judgment when you're not the one making the decisions on the judgment? Like, you can't, like, how you govern a house without the Lord, without the scriptures in the Lord? How do you govern a house, you understand, when in that house you don't have no say? Your say is pseudo talk, meaning not really real. And it is why so many black men live in homes where they're the enemy in the house. You're like an enemy, what they call a frenemy with your wife. And why is that? Because your wife is keeping your relationship one step away from calling the real authority. Like, you're the authority until you go too far, until you complain about that credit card too damn much, or until you decide you don't want your daughter dressed a certain way, or don't want your son to have fingernail polish, or anything else that the slave master is adamant that you should be able to do. When you come to put your foot down without the Most High, then all she do is fight you, argue, you fight, you argue. And then when you go too far, when you start demanding that your son not wear fingernail polish, well, then it's time to call the real authority. And the real authority, he's going to judge in her favor, because she's so dumb, she's following everything he says anyway, because he's who she respects. So as a result, you sitting in a situation without the truth, with no respect, So I understand now, Marcel, what you was trying to say. And it's a good point. It's a good point that he's making. So that's the only reason our sisters do what they do. If our sisters didn't do what they do, brother, overnight, if our sisters didn't have Esau to call on, overnight, our sisters would get in order. Like, black women know how to talk. Man, you go to, you know what you do? Call your rib in the middle of the daytime and get her on the phone while she's at work. Woo. Good morning.
There you go.
Lingle Stan and Fitchenbook. How can I help you today? You'd be like, damn, baby, your voice is real tight. Like, what you want? Voice switch right back. What you want? I'm talking about brothers in the world, of course. I was in the world. I experienced it. We all experienced it. You understand? The attitude she gives that slave master is totally different than the attitude she gives you. You know what I mean? That's why I tell my ribs in a second, treat me like you treat that slave master. Don't treat me less than him. I'm in here doing more than he doing for you. Don't treat me like I'm less than him. Treat me better than you treat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, do when that slave master asks for a cup of coffee, do he gotta wait 20 minutes? Hell no, he ain't waiting no 20 minutes. You out the chair. I don't care what you doing. You out that chair heading to go make him a cup of coffee. And listen, first of all, some sisters won't make you a cup of coffee, but will make him a cup of coffee. You understand? But will make him a cup of coffee. And that, and listen, and a sister, only a sister in the truth could understand how horrible that is. Only a sister in the truth that learns the knowledge of the Lord could feel loathed by that. Like a sister in the truth, she walks around in that office doing her job, and every time she does her job, she's thinking about how how could she do this in her house? If she got to get her that beast a cup of coffee, she goes out and buys her a coffee machine so she can make her husband a cup of coffee. You understand? Sometimes you wonder why your wife making you a cup of coffee, because she wants to serve you better than she got to serve that beast on that slavery. I take the cup of coffee either way. Come on, babe. Yeah, I take that coffee to what? Even if I'm not even want to drink no coffee, just for her soul's sake, because she's standing on something that's righteous. I hear sisters say it all the time. They go to the job and see something that the Edomites doing or have for their kids, and they want to know how they could do it, and they go out and do it for their kids. That's the ones that's in the right spirit. But the ones that the demons are on, the ones that Satan is pressing down on, and they can't fight or don't know how to fight or don't have the knowledge to fight, those sisters are being drowned. And they're coming home beating their kids, treating their husband hostile. And all of that is because, again, he's the last say. Do you know what it would be like if a woman had nobody to call? That if the men of the city did not agree with you, that man could put you to death in that house. Would you imagine a different type of person that you would be? Like you take the wildest brother that's out there, put him in the penitentiary long enough. Oh, he gonna know when to eat. He gonna know when lights out. He gonna know when to use the bathroom. He gonna get in order. He gonna get what they call institutionalized. And brother, some sisters need to be institutionalized. Some sisters need be home at this time, cook dinner at this time, because their mind can't get there because they done been free under the slave master too goddamn long. If not for the U.P.K, you would not learn how to come out of that madness. Thanks be to the Lord. Once again, that's why, if I could just bring in the scripture that proves it, it's why Moses had to write that bill of divorce, because them brothers got out there with them sisters and they heart was hard and didn't want to wait on this sister getting right. And she probably was a monster with that voice. And he had to get them out of them houses to end the confusion and the madness. What you see going on in black houses right now is what went on out there in the wilderness, and Moses had to fix all of it. Moses had to fight to bring them all back, to get them to work together. And so he broke that bill of divorce. But like Christ said, it was not to be that way in the beginning. But it was in such bad shape. But guess what? Here's what's beautiful about having Yahawashi as king. We don't have to wait till we go to the wilderness. You can fix her now. Now we got the last part of the puzzle where we can fix her without having her go into the wilderness and putting a knife to her goddamn throat. Now we can show her the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High, and she can change her heart, and she could be brand new. And in her making that change and becoming brand new, then you can rule over her like you're supposed to rule over, and guide her life and protect her life and stand up for her when she needs it, and fix and correct the things that she's been doing her whole life that's damn near destroying her. Some of these summer sisters out here, y'all can't hear nothing, and your life is so bad and destroyed. And our heart goes out to you, but you better learn how to listen. You better learn how to become brand new. Salakia. So that's it as far as that. I just wanted to bring that part.
You die. Khan, sir. Khan. That's what I feel.
Salakia, did I ask for a scripture on it? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Khan, that's what I feel like when you cheat on me. Florida woman zipped boyfriend into suitcase, taunting him while he pleaded for help, then allegedly left him to die.
This is a terrible story. Please tell me a little more.
This
is a white woman who was dating a black man. That's them up on the screen. And so, of course, she's angry because he cheated on her. And of course, only black women are angry when you cheat on them. Only black women have attitude problems. Only black women, key your car and call the police on you. This is what she did. He was cheating on her, and this is what she did. You die.
Colonel Khan, Sarah Boone told detectives that she and Torres were drinking wine while playing hide and seek in their home.
She got him drunk, drinking wine, and decided to play a grown man's game of hide and seek, whatever that is. Right? They started to play grown-up hide and seek. Keep going.
Colonel Khan, and decided it would be funny to zip Torres in a suitcase.
She said, wouldn't it be a laugh if you got in that suitcase and I zipped you up while we've been drinking? Keep going.
Colonel Khan, Boone said she zipped the suitcase up, but left enough space for Torres to stick a couple fingers out. She said she decided to go to bed, believing Torres could get out on his own. When she woke up the next morning, she found Torres' body inside the suitcase.
She tricked him into getting in that suitcase because she was angry that he cheated on her. These are the perfect white women that we all should aspire to marry. You die.
However, investigators later discovered videos on Boone's phone that show Torres pleading for Boone to release him from the suitcase, while a voice presumed to be Boone's taunted him, accusing him of cheating.
Damn. He in the suitcase. Hell, let me out. I only did it once. Like his whole soul going while she got no conscience for him in that suitcase. Now you gonna tell, if I could, please, you gonna hate the black woman. At least the black woman, if you talk some sweet talk to her, she might come around and have some mercy. But that beast right there, the scriptures said that they are the most subtle beast in the field. That's how she got him. Sure. She put that Karen voice on him, acting, and they good for acting like nothing is wrong. When you do something to them, they act like nothing is wrong. And they go and in a sneaky way get revenge on you. Like they the ones, that's why they always calling the city on you. They ain't gonna say, oh, good morning. Look at him, he got the dog and the so-and-so. And they go right back to the house and call the city. And you be the least, the wisest, that is the one saying hi to you every damn morning. That's who they are. And we so fooled by, I mean, what a thoughtless beast. Diabolical.
Planned
man.
it out.
Yeah.
As they open up the crack, the unscrewed a bottle of wine.
Yes.
She's planning this murder.
Yes. Like she lining him up for the kill and took that brother's life. You sloppy, John.
And videotape.
And
him begging.
Damn. Like was gonna give him the business. And listen, then just like a beast, I'm sure she lied to herself at some point and said, oh, I'll let him out eventually. And probably said, oh, I'll let him out in the morning. Or I'll let him out at this time. And did not give a damn. Kahuntham Yard said 50 Shades of Grey. Like, damn. Please, I'm sorry. Go
I'll
ahead.
just say one thing. And let me just first give you the history of why everyone, the civil rights movement, right? Mm-hmm. When black people would try to say, we're angry at white people for lynching us. Mm-hmm. We're angry at white people for how they treat us. You know what black preachers would say? We got to clean up our own house first. They would pull that scripture in the Bible that says it must start in this house first.
Right, yes.
And they would always tell black people, forget about what white people are doing to you. We always have to clean up our own house first. And that's why to this day, like that devil said with that American flag on her shirt, if a white person unalives us, they will always say, what about Uzi Vert?
That's right.
Like this, more than likely a white man in this chat room says, what about black women? They call the police on you. Whenever someone does that, that is what white people have used forever to make us not think of ourselves as a nation.
And,
please, sir.
No, go ahead.
If I could give you one example.
Please.
I guess America should have never attacked Iraq until they eradicated all the crime in America.
Yes, right.
I guess they should have said, we can't invade Russia because there are still Americans who commit crime. When have you ever heard anyone ask the president, why would you invade Afghanistan when Americans are still killing each other? Why did you go try to find Osama bin Laden when Americans kill each other too? White people are never told that ever. There has been no white man that has ever been asked, why did you invade that country? Seeing that Americans kill each other because they're a nation. When another nation does something to you, it is an act of war.
That's right.
If a black person does something to you, it's a crime.
That's right.
It's smaller if it happens among ourselves.
It's our business.
It's our business. Yeah. If you got to argue with a black woman, put a black woman in check. If a black woman is trying to abuse you, then that is your business. That is better than a white woman doing it.
That's right.
If you got to argue with brothers on the street and get situations together with brothers, that is better than a white man doing it to you. A white man doing it is an act of war. America doesn't treat 9/11 like they would the mafia,
right,
or like they would gangsters in America.
They didn't send out warrants. They went and killed 1 million Afghans.
They sent the Navy SEALs and aircraft carriers when another nation committed an act of crime against them. Yeah. If an American does something, they send the police. That's right. Because it's smaller. If another one of your own people does it. When that white woman said, look at Uzi Vert, you better key on your mind whenever you are trying to talk about how white people kill us, how white people hurt us, and someone says, well, don't you kill each other?
Right.
What about the Crips and the Bloods? What about Uzi Vert? That is them saying, we are not a nation. They are.
Right.
They can send an aircraft carrier to another country before they solve the problem of crime in Manhattan. Those are two separate things. It should be two separate things to us too.
John. Right. And let me, and if I could just add something else. We got to have pushback every time they say something like that. It should, the answer that should jump out your mouth is, what about all your serial killers and all your, what do they call them things when they shoot up the
mass shooters?
Mass shooters.
Yeah.
You full of white mass shooters. You understand? And in this day and age, man, you trying to get a white girl, you absolutely have a psychological problem. Because black women, brother, is trying so hard to get a man out here. They damn near, you can't damn near walk down the street without some sister trying to hit on you. To where brothers is like, come on, brother. You know what I mean? I took Cabal. Cabal was in Philly with me. Do you know I took Cabal to about 3 or 4 different shops, about 5 or 6 women hit on Q. I mean, they was hitting on Q like he was candy in a candy store. I don't know, that U.P.K. t-shirt and them fringes, like he was lighting them up. The shield was jumping off his chest. I mean, they was falling all over Q. So the fact that you have to go out and get a white girl, you have some serious low self-esteem problem. You understand? Or some serious emotional problem that you should allow us to help you with. Kahan said made a good comment here, because Kahan said, it's crazy, sir, because during slavery, a black man mailed himself in a box to escape them. We have went backwards. Salakia.
That's right.
I was give it up, Kahan. Heavy captain down there in the deep south, raising up camps like crazy out there. Marcel, you calm down. We understand that your question was what it was. We hitting every single point. You know what I mean? You calm the hell down. You know what I mean? Listen, you up in here with us now. When you step in this arena, brother, it is what it is. You understand? All right. So that's it on that. You died? Yeah. Let's see. Let's get give me another one of them strong stories you got before we go. I want to tell everybody once again, I hope you join me in Detroit. First of all, next week or 2 weeks? 2 weeks. 2 weeks we'll be in Atlanta, Georgia in 2 weeks for the regional cookout in Atlanta, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. All them regions will be in the building, man, in Atlanta, Georgia. Check us out on social media to find out all the details. Get in touch with the Atlanta school to find out all those details and how it's going. I hope everybody joins me in Detroit. Come hang out with your boy. I'm doing a live lecture on demons and do we have them among us and how to identify those demons. Is going to be a great lecture up there in Detroit. You understand? Under Captain Malquad and his hitters in Detroit. You understand? We're going to get it on and bring that out. Also, too, if you're trying to pay your tithes, please go to I.S.U.P.K.com. I.S.U.P.K.com and support the truth. Pay your tithes. Get all those funds in. The Zelle is acting up. People was telling me the Zelle is not working properly. I'm going to check that out tomorrow. Zelle has been giving us a little bit of a problem. Their system is acting up. But you can go to ISUPK.com and you can pay your tithes online, which is required by the Most High. All right, go ahead, Op.
Khan. Ukraine soldiers emboldened by renewed U.S. support reject idea of peace with Putin.
Go ahead.
Khan, sir. NBC News spoke to soldiers in the Ukraine's Donetsk and Kharkiv regions, as well as diplomats at the weekend peace summit in Switzerland, in which Russia was absent. For the Ukrainian soldiers battling Russia's offensive signs, renewed Western support for more than just diplomatic results. I can tell you that your money is not wasted here, said First Sergeant Dmitro Prifmak, a tank commander in the eastern Donetsk region. He spoke to NBC News on the grounds on a remote area.
Let me tell you, if I could, pull me up the story about those submarines from Cuba. All right, again, here's what's going on. The United States told the Ukrainians that they could fire rockets into mainland Russia. They fired rockets into mainland Russia and blew up a $400 million jet. Pissed the Russians off. The Russians start running down on them, bombing the hell out of them. And also, Yediah gonna pull the story. This is Third World War buildup. Also, to Yediah, if you could, get me the story. Sorry, it's a lot at the end. We might go over about 5 or 10 minutes, fam. Also, please get me the story that they just initiated the draft. They initiated the draft without even talking to you about it. They did it with an act of Congress. So all of you that think you ain't going to war, say it wasn't Congress? Okay, we're going to get the story. It was Congress? We're going to get the story. If it was listen, they ain't talking to you no more. They just telling you going to war. You wonder why they letting all them immigrants across that border? They about to pick them all up and put them in the military. They about to give them the deal of a lifetime. U.S. citizenship, put that gun to the enemy. And so they about to get it on in some wars that's going to be a mess on this earth. And it's a beautiful thing. Tell me where you at. Go with it.
Khan, I have both stories, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Khan, U.S. submarine pulls into Guantanamo Bay a day after Russian warships arrive in Cuba.
Damn. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. A U.S. Navy submarine has arrived in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, in a show of force as a fleet of Russian warships gathered for a planned military exercises in the Caribbean.
You think it was nothing? Why did the U.S. send a submarine down there? Isn't that what you just read? The U.S. sent their sub down there off the coast of Cuba in a show of force. Meanwhile, when they first got down there, they was on CNN saying, oh, it's not a threat. Oh, it's not a threat. Wasn't they saying that, Mathumya? No, it's not a threat. But it was a threat because you had to put a show of force. So you got submarines floating down there off the Caribbean, you understand, messing with that good red snapper that's down there, you understand, about to fire on each other and mess up the ecosystem down there. That's what's getting ready to go down in this earth. Give me some more. And then give me the draft. Go ahead.
Khan, sir. Khan. It says U.S. Southern Command said the USS Helena, a nuclear-powered fast attack submarine.
A what? Who?
A nuclear-powered.
Who?
A nuclear-powered fast attack submarine.
Good night. That shit sounds bad. It sounds like you could back the turn under that water, boy, at 40 knots. That is a hell of a weapon. A nuclear-powered fast submarine. That's a beast right there. Go ahead.
Khan pulled into the waters near the U.S. base in Cuba Thursday, just a day after a Russian frigate, a nuclear-powered submarine, an oil tanker, and a rescue tug crossed into Havana Bay after drills in the Atlantic Ocean.
I love it. I love it. The Lord, the Most High said, even for this reason have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. That's why this is happening. You got a Russian and an American submarine face down underneath an American base in Guantanamo Bay, where all them Arabs locked up at. That's the base they talking about. Sitting there right underneath that base, about to fire on each other. Do you know this is unprecedented? This did not happen since the 1960s. Since John F. Kennedy was in office, nothing like this has ever happened before in any side of the hemisphere. Russia is sending a message. You want to cross my territory? You want to let the Ukrainians fire into my country? Oh, I got friends too. I'll let them fire into your country. And let's see how you like it. If they start firing in there, anything could break out in a minute. Anything could break out. See, America has ruled so long. Like the scriptures say, I will get me that. You die, and then get me the story. I will sit as a lady. Get me that, and then please get me the story of the draft. Like what you hearing is this prophecy coming to pass. I love it. I love it. The bully, the beast, the slave master, just like in ancient Egypt, his time is coming to an end. His time is coming to an end. It's our time to become the people of God. It's our time to get ready to be delivered. And now we will rule the world like God said. He never denied it. He never lied to us. He said, my word goeth not out in vain. He said that let the saints be joyful with a two-edged sword in their hand to bind their kings with fetters of iron. The Lord said this would happen. And guess what? It is happening before our eyes. You got it, you got it? Can somebody else grab it? Because I do not know where it is. I shall sit as a lady. I shall not know the loss of children. Yeah, that might be it. Right.
Maybe 47.
I said, I shall not know the loss of sons or something like that. Powerful scripture on what's going on right now. You got it? Like it's a powerful scripture on what's happening right now. Like the Lord, let me tell you something. The Lord does not have to talk to man. The Lord said this? What is man that I should be mindful of him? Like, what is a man that God should talk to you? You understand? You're nothing compared to what the Lord is. But yet he's still merciful and decide to tell the prophets of the Lord what he's about to do. How I said Isaiah 47:7, you got it? Let's read that for me, please.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
See that? Like a lady is what? Delicate, untouched, unharmed, feminine. And that's America. Raising men to be like women. Raising a lifestyle where all you do is play. This is a play lifestyle. Everything is sports. Everything is sportswear. Everything is fun at the beach. Everything is party all night. This is like a fantasy land that they created. Like a lady. That's how a woman thinks. Like what's the song the girl got? Girls just want to have fun. That's true. Women love to enjoy having fun. They're women. They're supposed to enjoy that. You are supposed to enjoy war. That's what you should enjoy. You should enjoy when the getting on gets on. You know what I mean? But they're supposed to do that. And that's why the Lord said, this man believes that you shall sit as a woman forever. Read.
Wakan, sir. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Right. They didn't lay it to their heart what would happen. What would go on. They ain't laying it to their heart that these nuclear subs is right off their coast. They ain't laying it to their heart that Russia just devastated all of those Ukrainians and bombed them into the Stone Age and now the Ukrainians are being financed to the tune of billions by Europe and America and all other countries. Either side didn't take it to heart. The Israelis didn't take it to heart when they bombed them Palestinians and killed tens of thousands of their babies. They didn't take it to heart that the Lord prophesied these things would happen and that people would die and empires would fall. When they brought Christ to be anointed in the scriptures, the priest said, this man, talking about our King Yahushua, is for the rise and fall of many in Israel. That's what he came to do. And brother, these empires are going to rise and fall. Go ahead, you die.
Khan, neither did us remember the latter end of it.
Right. Neither did you remember what would happen at the end. Just like any selfish beast. You killed our babies and killed our families and never said, is God going to punish us for this in the end? I remember one speaking, where a celebrity came up to the camp and said, an Edomite celebrity, he came up to the camp and he said, we are suffering in America for what we did to black people in the past. He's the only one I ever heard say it. I don't remember what his name was, but he was some TV actor that came out and said that. The Lord is bringing this judgment down on them now. Neither did they consider the latter end. They didn't consider that they had the chosen people in it. And if I could, sidebar to go back to what we was talking about the white woman. It was a white woman, brother, in the turn of the century who orchestrated the mass murder of the abortion clinics. Her name was Margaret Sanger. And she founded the entire movement to exterminate our babies. So while you loving white women and you in them hotels with that flat ass thinking you got something special, I want you to think about all the death Margaret Sanger brought on your black and Latino babies and how much you love. I don't understand. You'll never convince me. I've never ever been with a white woman, and you will never ever convince me to be with one because the hips don't compare to that black woman. It's just not, there's no comparison. Read.
Sir. Verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures.
Right. Hear this. You that's given the pleasures, you that think no harm gonna come to you. Read.
Khan, sir. That dwelleth carelessly.
That dwelleth carelessly. You don't care who you destroy. You wiping out, you taking our babies. You are in essence, you have taken America to the point where our babies are being molested as though it's a good thing for the rest of society. Given hormone drugs. We had brothers who said that they was forced into them hormone drugs. Brothers and sisters who's in these shelters, they in hell because these shelters is offering them all kinds of drugs and different things to change their gender. Giving them, what's that thing that make your breast grow? Like a woman's. Estrogen. Giving them all that. They experimented on brothers in prison with all that. And then they would turn around now and passing it down to our children. Like you got no conscience. Ye that dwelleth carelessly. You doing massive evil things in the earth, which God calls a death penalty offense, and you acting like it ain't no big deal. Go ahead, Op.
Khan, sir. That sayest in thy heart, I am and none else besides me.
Ooh, that's a challenge for the Most High. Boy, you done bucked hard right there. You done bucked when you said I am and there's none else beside. There's no God in the universe. There's no proof that God exists. I'm an atheist. I believe in the science. The science doesn't say it. Ooh, you bucking. You bucking the Most High. Go ahead, Op.
Go.
Real quick. Y'all hang with me for a few more minutes. Go ahead.
Lord Christ, how you doing, sir?
Most High in Christ.
What's so crazy, what you just saying that I was literally just watching a bunch of videos on Albert Einstein and Nikola Tesla, and these cats don't believe that God created all these things.
Exactly.
They think that, no, I'm the smartest man in the world, and I got these equations, and I know everything. The whole time, it's the Lord that made everything.
Yeah, they tired of waiting on him. They tired of waiting on the Most High. They tired of having faith and, you know, being the underdog. They just want to get with the Edomites that's powerful, forget about the Lord, and we just gonna make our career with them. Just like you read in the scriptures during the Maccabees when the cat said, let us go down to the Greeks, because for a long time have we not prospered, I'm paraphrasing, since we got away from them. They don't want to wait on the Most High. Same with us in the wilderness. We didn't want to wait on the Most High. We said, let's go back to Egypt. We choose the left, the evil, instead of choosing the Most High at the first sign of suffering, at the first sign of correction, at the first sign of the Lord putting us in our right order, giving us right laws, statutes, and commandments so we don't destroy ourselves. The first sign of that, we ready to leave the Most High. We ready to quit and go back. Hang with me, you die. Go ahead.
Con, sir. I shall not sit as a widow.
I shall not sit. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all not gonna wipe out my sons, the men of my world. Your men, them cats and them flags, brother, they coming back. Boy, the wheelchair business, invest in the wheelchair business. Because in a minute, brother, that and the prosthetic business is about to be big time. Because they're going to ravage each other in this place. This is going to be a war. Remember what Christ said, this shall be a time of trouble that have not been seen on this earth since there been a nation. That's what's getting ready to come out. All the dirty coming out in this battle. Come on, you die. Get me through it.
Con, sir. Neither shall I know the loss of children.
No, neither shall I know the law. My sons ain't going to die in no war. Oh, you a fool. You a fool to have not believed the Lord and bowed your head and repented for putting all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel in slavery throughout the Americas. You should have bowed your head. You should be giving them their identity. You should be providing them land. You should be taking away your laws that oppress them. You should be calling out your drugs from destroying them. But you did not do that. And now you face to face with nuclear submarines underneath the water. Well, now you know what it means to not obey the Most High. Finish it for me.
Con, that was in the scripture, sir.
Well, I said, go ahead. Of course I do, you die. You know I do. I'll pass it to General Sloppy. Go ahead.
Verse 9, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment.
Oh, I'm glad you said something. These two things shall come to you in a moment. You are so proud. You will not see the loss of sons. But here's what you're going to get. Read.
The loss of children and widowhood.
Meaning the Lord is going to kill their men in war. He's going to wipe out their men in war. You chasing down a white girl now, brother. When they get to fighting in this war, these white girls ain't going to find all them old racist white supremacists. They're going to be trying to find a black man because there ain't going to be no more men. And they not going to women because they conservatives. And they men going to be wiped out. So they're going to be in a jam. So they're going to be looking for Mandingo. I'm getting out of here, y'all. Driving y'all crazy. Y'all, come on, finish it, you die.
Sir. They shall come up upon thee in their perfection.
He said they're going to come up on you. Not just come up on you, but come up on you in their perfection, meaning they're going to do exactly what they're supposed to do, and they're going to do it beautifully. You're going to go into nuclear war, and it's going to devastate these countries. It's going to devastate these countries all across the globe. Go ahead. It ain't going to be just a skirmish like it been. It been a skirmish here, a problem here, or this or that. Christ said you will hear wars and rumors of war. But this shall come in its perfection. This you won't be able to deny. When this goes down, you will not be able to deny that it came from God. Ain't going to be no atheists in this day. Come on, you die.
Con, sir. For the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
For the multitude of thy sorceries. Did I cut you off, General Slump?
No, you didn't cut me off.
Okay. Come on.
If we had time,
Listen, we going over, fam. It's a high holy night. You understand? We you know what I mean? We closing of the feast of first fruits. You understand? I know everybody got to go to work. It's a little over the time. Hang with us for a minute. I believe these things are healthy for you and for your spirit, man, to be prepared for the end times and not be caught up into this world. You understand? And you don't know how long you got the prophets here to prophesy for you. You better eat this up while you can, because you don't know what the Lord could have us have to do. You know what I mean? So everybody lock in with me on this. Go ahead, General. You finished, and I'm coming back, and then you got to get me the draft article. Finish it, General.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, the whole chapter is the bomb.
Come.
I'm going to read some verses. You can stop me when you had enough. I'm going to start at the 6th verse. Again, this is what the ungodly say in the earth. Come on, therefore. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments. Let no flower of the spring pass by us.
Damn.
Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds.
Wait, I gotta say something.
Yes,
that
sir.
means enjoy everything, every food, every sexual lust, every demonic thing, everything. Don't let nothing pass.
Don't turn down
nothing. Right? Like they living like he said, Marah. What he said? He living the dream. Like that's it. He living the dream. Go ahead, Gerald Salat.
8th verse. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
God,
let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Damn.
For this is our portion.
Damn.
And our lot is this. Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
To enjoy that stuff, oppress the poor righteous man. You think it's an accident we in the ghettos and in poverty? They're robbing us, man. They're doing this to us on purpose so they can enjoy themselves. Go ahead. Let you see the inside of Donald Trump's jet. The damn jet looks like a mansion in there. Rooms and bedrooms and look like with gold all inside the damn jet. Go ahead, Salaki.
Yes, sir. No problem. Salaki. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice.
Damn.
For that which
Wait,
is
Salaki, I got to say something. Let their strength be the law of justice, meaning what? That's why you get killed by the cops and you don't get no justice. Because their justice is their strength, not the rule of law. We so dumb. We think the rule of law, that was an injustice. It was not an injustice. What justice is we got might and power, and we ain't giving you niggas no power. That's the law of justice in this. That's the real law of justice. It's a front like it's everything else. You know, you could go to court and appeal, sending tens of thousands of brothers to prison with trumped up charges and all kinds of evil. That's the law in this land. Boy, that crystallizes so much for me. Like the law is that they are powerful and you are not. Come on, General.
Like the laws are different with us and them because they can.
Yes.
They got the strength.
Yes. Like long as they strong, that's the law. Damn. Heavy. Go ahead.
11th verse. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Damn. So that's you. What did the white girl say? Cooking up the bacon, the Betty Crocker cake? Married to a bunch of broke niggas. Because you are found to be nothing. I mean, we read in biblical prophecy, you don't get it better than this. Go ahead, General, please.
12th verse. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doing.
Damn, Mike. He's clean, contrary to our, meaning we trying to join a man that we are totally different from. We trying to dress like him, talk like him, act like him, get justice like him, marry his woman, and he's totally not who we are. Brother, we should bow our head before Christ. Without YAHANNA, we could not be reading this right now. Without Christ making that covenant, this knowledge would be gone from the earth. We would have broken God's law. We would have broken the covenant. We would have read about a people called Israel in school, just like you read about the Byzantines or you read about the Greeks, and that would have been it. And who are you? You're an African or whatever else we decide you are. And that would be that. But only because our King do we read such gold for our souls in this last day. Only do we read such jewels for this knowledge. I'm sorry, General, please get it in because this is heavy.
Middle of the 12th verse. He upbraideth us with our offending the law and objecteth to our infamy, the transgressions of our education.
Wait a minute. Read that top part again for me, please.
He upbraideth us with our offending of the law.
Right, meaning when we break the law, he get mad. Like the slaves get mad because they be like, you breaking the law. You're not supposed to just shoot us at the door. And he say, they ain't for us. They ain't letting us kill them like we want to kill them. Good. They charging us when we break our own law. We made the law. Good. Not for us, for y'all. Good. Brother, that's our life here. And it's coming to an end. I missed the rest of the other part, General Salaki.
No, sir. You touched on it. He objected to our infamy. Like you said, the slaves like, well, shit, they breaking the law. Why are y'all interested in that?
Right.
You know, just like
and they infamy is they evil. Yes. The evil they do. They like they infamous on us. And they saying we objected. They want us to accept their infamy. Damn. Like that's prophecy. That's the life we live in. You reading it right there.
That's right.
Go ahead.
13th verse. He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of the Lord.
That's us. Like, who else in America is calling themselves the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel? We are. And that right there is specifically talking about us. Go ahead.
He was made to reprove our thoughts.
Damn.
He is grievous unto us even to behold.
Damn. God. That's what happened in Egypt. Women said they were vexed, for the children of Israel was everywhere. That's us. That is us. And it means all the rest of the prophecies is going to come to pass as well, which means this place is going to end. Go ahead,
For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
Damn. Who else say they're not the real Jews? Us. They are counterfeit. We look at them as counterfeit. Like you're not the righteous people. You're not the good people. You're the evil people. Go ahead.
And that's 16th verse.
Come on.
I.S.U.P.K.
Come on.
It say we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Damn, man. So we abstain from his ways. We look at his ways as evil, child molestation, rape, pornography, holidays, drugs, murder, overthrowing of empires, cheating, lying, stealing, scheming. We against them ways. If you left black people to themselves, we would automatically bring justice into our nation. Black men would get the strength back to be just again. And they would fight each other until we all became a just nation with rules. When you go back and read that story of, I believe it's Esther, where she comes back from Moab. Am I talking about Esther or Ruth? I think it might be Ruth. Ruth is the one that came back, right?
From Moab.
Right, from Moab. She was living in Moab.
Yes.
She came back from Moab.
Yes.
And did you hear how, when you go back and read that story, what was so heavy was when you read about how how the brother, what was his name? Boaz. Well, how Boaz handled the whole marrying of her. Remember, he went to the brothers. He said, this is so-and-so. She's family from this one.
That's right.
If the brother wants to marry her, he could. If not, I'll bring her into my house. Right. Blah, 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 blah. And when you read about Esther, the same thing. Remember, Esther didn't have no family. And what's his name? Mordecai brought her in, raised her up as like we would go here. Yeah. We would add our laws. We're contrary to that. Like we're under the illusion that if we are left alone, we would just become savage and wild, and we would not do that. What we would do is reverse all of that. Even gangsters in the street have a certain code about how they deal with each other. Like, nah, bro, you can't do that. That's why they got no snitching and all of that. Even though their rules are wrong, but they got rules because they're trying to have some righteous order to even the things they do in the negative.
That's why they point to this new generation, like they done lost the rules, man. They all over the place.
Exactly.
Because Esau done found out that's how you destroy that.
That's exactly. You wipe out the rules and you get them back fighting each other and wiping each other out. We would progress into the people of the Lord. And everybody know Joshua proved it. Joshua proved that he got hold of us. And brother, in one generation, which is amazing to me, that in one generation, brother, we became a nation like you've never seen before. A nation so powerful, we wiped out everybody that came before us. And most importantly, we pleased the Lord doing it. Go ahead, Mayat.
Yes, sir.
Let you finish it out.
Middle of 16. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father.
We pronouncing that the kingdom is coming. God is our father. They gonna be white. He hates that. He hates the I.S.U.P.K. He hates what we put out in the truth. He hates Hebrew Israelites. He hates it. Go ahead.
Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
They are arrogant. Like, they arrogant. Let's see if that y'all talking gonna really happen. Or are we gonna wipe you the hell out and continue on for millennium after millennium? That's some boldness. Go ahead, Mike.
For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him.
Wait a minute. Is that not the same thing Satan said to Christ? He said, cast thyself down, for he shall not, let you fall. Same thing. Demon in the person, demon speaking to you in your ear. Same demon. Go ahead.
He will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemy.
Damn.
Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture.
Damn.
That we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Damn. So in other words, they're going to make it hard for you to wait on the Lord.
That's right.
They're going to make it more difficult. You already trying to wait on the Most High until he destroy him. They said, we're going to make it harder for him. We're going to torture him, give him hell. That's what's going on in prison, mental institutions, in the ghetto, in the projects, in poverty. He's torturing us. Laws to break up our families, warrant squads to pick you up. You know how many brothers got killed, man, when they started that law about the child support, man? They brought in them child support laws, and before you know it, they was locking up everybody. Brothers was running and ducking and hiding, and they was killing brothers, man, when they ran up on them. Like, they torturing us, man. Half these laws is probably built on it. Come on, Mike. I'm going to lose them in a minute.
20. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things did they imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness has blinded them.
Solomon. Right, going on. Their own wicked. That was some wisdom too. Their own wickedness has blinded them because now they're on the brink of the Third World War. And it is why we should be more righteous than ever and work hand in hand with every brother and sister in this work, man. You understand? Hey, pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. Pay your tithes, support the truth. In the building with the heavy hitters. General Muhammad in the building, y'all.
Yeah.
General Makala up in the building. General Hazayan will be back next week. Officer Yediah, Officer Marah, Officer Yediah, Officer Ibad, Officer Madamya, Officer Nakar in the building. Nathanya Allah up in the building with us as well. Hey, we see y'all next time live on the UPK fam. Shalom. Good. Salaki, y'all. My brain be in the fog by 11:30.
warrior is an instrument of peace. He plays with his sword, leaving the crowd hypnotized and mesmerized by the sweet sounds of the screams. The blood of the enemies keeps his sword oiled, so that it might not rust from lack of judgment given to those that commit iniquity. With every swing comes injury, and every injury is a just penalty that brings justice to the minds of those who prayed to see them pay in full. With their lives being the innocent receipts, mentally impossible to beat, thinking of every conceivable advantage to get the victory, and physically impossible to be weak, striving for every unachievable talent to reach immortality, so skilled with the blade that they have to fill in with arrows from far away, forged in the fire of resistance. Radically efficient, a biomechanical weapon that will do your bidding to the letter. You follow orders with no regrets. Violence is the cause, but freedom is the effect. It's never a matter of negotiation. It's always a matter of blood. A warrior's behest, revenge is the sweetest when death is ripe for the blood. Even is in the word revenge. Never is in the word revenge. So we will get even, something you never thought would happen until it's the end. They say the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Family roots taken, lives eliminated, tears falling like 1,000 timbers on this arduous path. Strength avenges the past and gives justice to the future by showing no mercy to forgiveness and no weakness for the remembrance. To defy fear, one must embrace courage, and to defy death, one must embrace life. An incomplete perfect is merely a futile resistance to delay defeat. War is the warrior's glory, and peace is the warrior's story. Peace brings crowns, and crowns bring kings. And if war is the only thing that can bring peace, then it is only a warrior that can peace the war until the instrument is complete. Kwame Sarala.